Regional train number 87 with a 9:50.
Amtrak. Right now you're looking at Amtrak. Hello, good morning. We are going down towards Kingston today. The last of the 6 shuttered mothballed commuter rail stations. Well, it's 5 now since some of them reopened. But we're heading down the Kingston line to the very end today. And if you watched my previous video, you probably know where we're going. If not, you'll find it. So, we're still at South Station, haven't departed yet. I have like 6 minutes to departure, so yeah, this will be fun. And once we get to Kingston, we have quite the walk ahead of us. Unless I decide to cheat and buy an Uber, which I don't know if I'm gonna do. Probably not. I probably won't cheat. I'm sure y'all are here for the pain and stuff. Now, someone on another server who lives in the area did catch wind of my plans and offered to come along. I don't know if they will take me up on that, but right now I'm operating on the assumption that they're not. But with that in mind, I'll see y'all down in Kingston. After about an hour and change on the commuter rail, it was, well, it's timetabled for about 55 minutes. We were delayed leaving South Station because of the train coming into South Station late. And into the yard you go. Nice. Okay, so that's going into the yard. Kingston Route 3, not confused with Kingston URI in southern Rhode Island. Let's see. There's some windmills. The yard's down there, of course, so you can't leave it there. That goes back to Boston. Usual stuff. Lots and lots of parking. It's not a grandiose terminal. It's an old colony station. Of course, it's not going to be a grandiose terminal like Providence or Worcester. Or even Haverhill, Lowell, or even Fitchburg. Yeah, not much to say. You have a bus connection here, though. But because I don't have cash on me, I am not taking the action to where we're ultimately going. And I instead actually have to walk the 3 or so miles. That's going to be quite the hike. But with that in mind, I shall begin walking. DirecTV. Don't know what's up with that. And there is a busway where Gattrable is right there. Well, it's technically shared busway to pick up drop-offs, but whatever. Of course, the station itself. It says train number 1045 to Kingston, Massachusetts approaching. Please stand back. Oh, I don't know how long this has been shuttered, but oh well. It's the weekend, so this need not apply. But holy shit, this looks old. Right, let's begin our rather long hike to Plymouth, Massachusetts. I will say, Kingston, Rhode Island looks a whole lot more different than I'm used to. Har, har, har. I know, very funny, very original. Of course, you have the T lollipop and a warning sign. Railroad. Caution. Active railroad crossing. Of course, here's the Marion Drive grade crossing. Down there is towards Boston. And I don't think the train's at the platform, otherwise the gates would be down, but up there is the platform for Kingston Route 3. Or simply Kingston. To be clear, yes, I am making a distinction because I have regularly talked about, or regularly visit rather, semi-regularly, I try to visit the Kingston station in Rhode Island, which, for the sake of differentiating them, that one is Kingston URI and this one is Kingston Route 3. The highway that's up there in the stone's throw is Route 3. Pretty important highway. If I'm remembering right, I'll probably have to double check the post status thing, and if I'm wrong, I'll put something up. I think it goes all the way to, I'm pretty sure it goes into Plymouth and Cape Cod. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure. It's one of the two highways into Cape Cod, the other one being Route 6. US Route 6, that is. Well, sounds like the train's getting ready to come back out of the yard. And we'll film it clearing this crossing. Alright, so our route has us going down a couple of side streets until we reach the main road going into the Kingston Collection Mall, which we will not be going to. Worst case, depending on how I feel after this walk to the Plymouth train station, I might just cheat and dial an Uber back to the Kingston train station. I might just do that, depending on how I feel. But the sense of desolation is strong out here, despite being in what is essentially suburbia. This is actually an industrial park. So, yeah, that is not very optimistic. However, Kingston Route 3 is not intended to be a pedestrian-centric station, as it was primarily designed to be a parking sink off Route 3. Much like how, at least as of the filming of this video, the current Lakeville train station was built to be a parking sink off I-495. And then there's the Greenbush line. We don't talk about the Greenbush line. There's something up there. That looks like a pretty sizable housing development or something. Although I get the feeling it's probably for rich people rather than normies or the working class. Well, in my book, normal people / normies and the working class are one and the same. I was raised in a working class environment. We support the working class on this channel. But, yeah, the sense of desolation is strong. Dear God, what have I gotten myself into? Now, someone that I was talking to last night expressed interest in coming along, but she has not gotten back to me as to how she was feeling, so I'm just operating under the assumption that she was not up to it. Which is a little sad, but whatever. Things happen, I get it. But this walk is going to take about an hour. I've done almost as long walks, like when I walked from Silver Hill to the Lincoln train station with Pika back in 2023, I believe it was. Yeah, 2023. That fall. Well, we have a similar walk on us. Really, it's more akin to a similar walk to walking between Kendall Green and Lincoln. Essentially that much in distance. And since this is a very long walk, industrial condos for sale. Oh shit. I don't think they mean the kind of condos you can live in. Did I say Congo there? No, condo. Yeah, me mispronouncing things tends to be a mild problem. Especially when it's two very similar sounding words. My tongue can get tied up. Oh well. I digress. There's a garage sale in there apparently, which is nice. Not as nice as there's a car dealership down there. Okay, I get it. They do have to make a living somehow, but not nice in the sense that it's car-centric stuff. Which, to be blunt, is the kind of stuff we need less of in society. I get there's a time and a place for cars, but as a society, we really should not be so overly dependent on them, in my opinion. There it is, Route 3. And we want to hook a right here. Fortunately, crossing the street should not be that difficult. This is an industrial park on a Saturday. Oh Jesus, this might be a little date. this might be a lot dicier than I anticipated, a lot sooner than I expected. Also, ow, my foot. Okay, so I have decided that walking against traffic in the shoulder was my safest bet, given I can actually see the flow of traffic firsthand without being worried that I'll veer too far into traffic unknowingly, which would get myself killed and this video would never be produced. And that would be very bad. But there's at least some semblance of a sidewalk here, which is good. And we still have to go all the way down there and then some. Oh yeah, here's Route 3. Yeah, exit 17 is for the Kingston Collection Mall. We do not care about the Kingston Collection Mall. And I think, in the name of personal safety, given how very suburban and treacherous it is around the Kingston Collection area in particular, I might just buy an Uber down to the train station. Once I'm done with this. And the sidewalk quickly ended. Fuck you, Kingston, Massachusetts. Okay, the good news is we cleared what is probably the most treacherous part of this. The bad news is we still have like 1.25 miles to go. That's about 25 minutes of walking. And now the sidewalk begins. This area is so car dependent, it's not even funny. But whatever. What the heck does thickly settled mean? No outlet, caution children. Okay, I guess I should warn the children then. I don't know of what though, but that's what the sign says. Okay, normally I would say it's March, but come on, that looks pretty cool, all things considered. I mean, come on. It's a festive skeleton. I mean, granted, it's March, but still, it's a festive skeleton. You can't go wrong with those. Blind drives. Oh dear. Alright, so Google Maps has us heading right down here. On the left is an evacuation route for, I guess, pilgrims, as well as Rocky's Nook and Gray's Beach. Thickly settled. What does that sign mean anyways? Alright, so we have finally made it to Route 3A, aka Main Street. And you can even see the ocean over there. Woohoo! This might actually be worth it. I hope to God this is worth it. Although, when I say I hope this is worth it, it usually is not worth it. But maybe I'll be proven wrong. I hope I am proven wrong. And we have to cross Main Street right here. some housing there. A monument restoration place. And a daycare place right there, and a motel. Not a lot, but oh well. Certainly not the worst to deal with. There's a grade crossing all the way down there, but obviously that would be trespassing on private property. This channel does not endorse that. On the other hand, there's the Gatra bus. Me. I think they're going to the Kingston collection next. Now, I don't know if Gatra Pay would actually work. I have not heard of any stories of anyone trying to use it. And hey, also, they're not seeing any mentions of Gatra Pay on the Gatra website, which might be a problem. Up here, Plymouth, the town of Plymouth, Massachusetts. Hallelujah. And there's also a grade crossing all the way down there. Caution, active railroad crossing. I don't think it's all that active these days. I think the last train to clear that crossing cleared in, what, 2021? Pretty sure it was 2021. But there's also Greek pizza back there. You might get that for lunch. Most likely. I think we may have a slight problem. I just felt a raindrop. Oh no. I hope that's not a bad sign of things. Because this really is my only chance to film this video before the deadline I set for myself. Yeah, that might be a problem. Fuck. I may or may not have to censor that. Insert Peter Griffin impression here. Alright, so here's an antique store around here. A lot of housing. It is rather residential, but not too over-the-top residential, like stereotypical suburbia kind of residential. Have a laundromat, have a decor place which has a window boarded up. Construction. Oh Lord, you can smell the ocean. It looks like, I want to say that's a taco place. Taco place of some kind. And an office place of some kind. Here is the entrance to Cordage Park, which is where we're heading. I want to say that's a coffee place of some kind. Uneducated guest said so, deemed appropriately. Cordage Company established 1824. And they are primarily also why the railroad is in town. Because this used to be the freight line for the Cordage Company. Of course, nowadays, it's largely irrelevant. I don't know when this apartment complex opened, Harbor Walk, but it had to have been rather recently. Now, I'll talk about this station a little more once we actually get to the station itself. There it is. All the way back there is the Plymouth train station. Honestly, there might be a good reason as to why this train station is pretty much seldom used before they closed it. And why it's closed these days. But I'll get into that soon. Alright, so Plymouth Station. The last of the shuttered stations that I've had yet to visit. Surprisingly, it has quite the view, if I say so myself. Not much to remark about it. You have what looks like a pocket track down there. That heads up to Boston. You have signage, the same old system map, the schedule, which does not have Plymouth on it. And it looks like they even turned off the yellow dot matrix signage. There's a warehouse here. But overall, I think out of all the shuttered stations, this might be the best one. Yeah. The station itself does have the amenities that you would expect from an old colony station. Inbound Boston, South Coastal Watershed. Same kind of signage as at the other Kingston Line stations. Not much to remark though. You have a Gatra dial-a-ride van, which is neat. But, yeah. Before closing, this station had an average about 20 or so daily riders. The station also had weekend service, so the ridership was considerably worse. And you can see a couple of islands out there, which is pretty cool. Overall, it's not that bad of a station. Location, but overall it's really not that bad. The only thing that killed it for ridership was the service, in that to serve both here and Kingston, the trains had to pull into Kingston, reverse out back towards Halifax, pull into here, and then be kicked into reverse heading to Boston as normal, or the other way around. Pull into here, kick it into reverse back towards Halifax, all the way to the split, go to Kingston, and then lay over. If that sounds inefficient, that's because it is inefficient, and it easily added at least half an hour, because every time they had to change directions, they had to do a brake test, and those take a while. It was bad. And it's quite a shame, really, given that there is actually a very easy solution to fixing that. You could probably have like 1 or 2 peak trains originate here, and off-peak you could have, like, say, if they didn't get rid of them, have a 1 or 2 car RDC Spud RDC shuttle coming from here, stop here, and then head out to Halifax, where it connects with a Boston-bound train coming from Kingston. And you could do that both off-peak and on weekends. Although, of course, during the warmer months, you might want to have 1 or 2 through trains to and from Boston, originating and terminating here, rather than at Kingston. This is a pretty popular tourist destination. Well, maybe not Cottage Park specifically so much as downtown Plymouth, but you can do that plus Gatra service is so Gatra to have a shuttle bus well as also places between here and downtown as well. Yeah. Overall, I would give the station the usual 7, 8 out of 10 for the station itself, but before the station shut down, I would give the service a 2 out of 10. It was bad, and that is why the station was very much the least used Old Colony station by a long shot. I will also add, I am very much not walking all the way back to the Kingston train station. God no, I am not going to do that again. I think I might just pony up the money for an Uber. For a moment I thought this said no train horns, but then I saw that it actually said no gates or lights instead. I don't know if any train actually used this crossing, but I would suspect so. At least they treat it as a pocket track of sorts. And with that, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. South Coast Rail is next.